Well, I think when you're a child, defence doesn't always loom very large, but I do remember at the age of probably 11 years old, going up an old staircase to a classroom at my prep school, as we call them in England, and being told by the gardener who was coming down the steps, we're now at nuclear war with Russia. And that was perhaps the first time in my life when I became aware of what defence meant and of how important it was for the Western countries to have a proper defence. My name is Peter Westmacott and I am the British Ambassador to the United States.
MP, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
In the discussions about where NATO now goes, given that the original reason why it was set up, in other words, to counter the threat posed by the Soviet Empire, has been transformed. NATO needs to work out what its future role is, and NATO is heavily involved in dealing with very different kinds of threats now, which are asymmetric, sometimes terrorist. They sometimes come from non-state actors, while also needing to ensure that we've got proper protection against the more traditional threats of ballistic missiles and other kinds of weaponry. I think you'll find the United Kingdom is at the heart of that debate, but I think that NATO not to exist today would mean that our ability to look after our national defence as single sovereign countries would look somewhat fragile. Defence budgets are under huge pressure. Defence is very expensive. Technology costs a great deal. We need collective security. I think NATO is a part of our daily life, and I say that as somebody who for almost 4 decades has been involved in diplomacy, international security work, and in different ways looking after the international interests, including security, of my country. I think NATO being there, the alliance structures, the pattern of cooperation, the trust that develops, and the certainty that if we get ourselves into a really dangerous situation, if we are threatened by an enemy, that our allies in the form of NATO will be there, that is a very reassuring part of our daily life. I think an intelligent, perfect alliance will be working ever harder to ensure that we hardly ever need to use the resources which are committed to making that alliance the real asset that it is for international peace.